on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Karl.
I'm Mike Sadler.
Mikey.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, we did that show, what the heck was it, a couple weeks back, maybe a month back or so, basically about what we thought would be a great rule to help the age class of deer here in Wisconsin. Right? Remember we said $1 rule?
Oh, yeah. People
came unhinged. Mm-hmm. You know, comments were flying, which is fine. That's great. We want to hear everybody's comments.
Yep.
Here's one from Steven. Do you guys think that antler restrictions is an idea that Wisconsin hunters would vote yes on? Antler restrictions, like 4-point restriction. Do you think it'd help the age group of deer? Do you think it'd help Wisconsin with bigger bucks? Well, Wisconsin, in case you don't know, Stephen, is the #1 state for big deer.
Fact.
That's a fact. You can check. You can check. Pope Young, Boone Crockett, all that crap. And don't get me wrong. There's plenty of other states producing giant deer. The one thing I noticed from that last podcast we did, where we got a lot of comments, there are states that seem to be more tolerable or tolerant of, people-wise, tolerant of antler restrictions, $1 rule, and so on. The comments that we got from people, which amazed me, that were more negative, majority of them, I'll be honest, the two states that stand out, Iowa and Illinois, completely negative on all comments from those people from those states that told me they were from those states. Iowa, basically commenting on Wisconsin, you're not the biggest buck state, you don't produce as many big bucks as Iowa. And I mean, it's no, it is incorrect. I mean, it's proven time and time again. And the reason I say that, okay, #1 in the books, it shows that Wisconsin has more deer put into it, Pope Young, Boone and Crockett wise. One individual pointed out the size of the animals, so 180, 190, 200 scoring animals. The reason the majority of these great big deer in Wisconsin don't get
killed too early.
Well, they get killed too early because #1,
too many of them.
Yes, but the other part is there's a lot of people in Wisconsin just don't put their animals in the books.
What? What? Weird. He's pointing to me and him.
Yeah.
If you're not watching.
Yeah. Basically, and it's not a competition.
Well,
I'll throw that out.
You know, also Wisconsin's not commercialized like Iowa, Illinois, Kansas, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not.
No, and we have more deer hunters.
That's also a fact.
Proven fact. Wisconsin is a lot like Michigan, number-wise. I think Michigan has more hunters than us. They have different rules than we do. And if you ask most Michigan hunters, don't get me wrong, Michigan produces some big deer too. We got the dogs upstairs. Yeah.
Quiet.
The dogs are up there relaxing, making a little noise, but Michigan is not known for great big Pope and Young, Boone and Crockett.
There's some big ones up there.
There's some big ones up in there. We just
probably
the biggest one. We're not going to throw any names out.
Everybody going again.
They're up Hollywood.
Yeah,
anyway, that being said, you know, do I think antler restrictions would be a positive in Wisconsin? I personally wouldn't have a problem with it, but that's me.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that it would pass in our state? Hell no.
No, not even. It wouldn't have a chance in hell.
No.
Because look at the comments on the $1 thing.
Well, yeah.
Which is why these Iowa and Illinois non-residents that listen to us are mad.
Well, they were really mad about our comments on non-resident.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's our opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, like, I guess, you know, if you're in Iowa, Illinois, or wherever you're listening to us, think about the other way, us coming there,
right,
to hunt. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Than what we do here, and really is Wisconsin's taken advantage of, and it's too bad. And everybody in Wisconsin should notice that.
Anybody who's a hunter should notice
Yeah,
that.
you should notice that, and it's
We did raise our prices this year, Mike.
yeah. Right, you know.
Not even close
You know,
to dying, huh?
You know, and it's resources for the state. We've talked about that a million times, you know, and the $1 thing, you know, I'm 1,000% good with the $1 thing.
Yeah.
Antler restriction wouldn't bother me.
No.
You know, also what the antler restriction does makes you pay a little bit more attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you ain't pulling that trigger or letting that release go if you don't know.
No.
You know, and that also would fall back on deer having to be registered.
That's where I've got a huge
To
problem
keep it
in
more
our
on the
state.
up and up, because people are gonna shoot deer now and just don't register them.
Wow, that's...
Because you don't have to, it's all online.
I swear, and this isn't my opinion, I have no proof of this, but I would put doe-wise, especially in certain parts of the state, that the number of does actually being registered and the number of does being taken, there is a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Antlerless deer.
Right.
The comments I've gotten from guys that are in the wolf area, you know, I mean, one stupid ass comment was, you know, we'll let the wolves take care of the deer herd and the management. I'm not going to listen to what you guys have to say about deer management.
Cool.
Well, how's that working out for you? You know, and I'm sure that individual is just trying to start stuff. But that being said, we do have a wolf problem for sure.
Think of, so if you're in Iowa, you're in Illinois. I'm gonna target you guys.
Yeah.
So think of the hit your population and your big bucks are gonna take if everybody's allowed to come in
And hunt.
and get 2 buck tags.
Yeah.
Because that's what you can do here.
Yeah.
So think about it that way first, and then tell me how mad you want to get at what we're saying about our own state. This is our state.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, too bad. It's our state.
Right.
And this is the way we feel about it, because your numbers would, because I'll guarantee you, I know 2 guys are going there.
Oh yeah. And we'll take
Karl and I are
2.
going to go there, and we're going to take 2 bucks off of out of your state, which is 4
Right.
every year, because we can get it. And that's why people come here, because you can get the tags and you have the opportunity to do it. And if you say it's for a different reason, I'm going to say you're lying, because it's not.
After the first 2 years,
It's
you
not.
won't have giant bucks in Iowa.
won't.
And the reason I'm saying that, 100% saying that, is you do not have the deer habitat we have here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, that is true.
You have it on the eastern side of your state and across the southern part of your state. Otherwise,
I was a little closer, but still they don't have the wooded areas.
right, that's what I
They
mean
have
by habitat.
farmland, but not, they don't. And it's just a fact. It's not, we're not dissing the states.
No,
It's
no.
just a habitat fact of the deer,
Right.
you know?
And I think I said in my answer to that, and just one of the individuals from Iowa, is that your habitat is limited and your numbers of hunters are limited. That's why you actually have a better deer number-wise, I guess, buck size-wise, herd than what a lot of other states have. You advertise the hell out of it, but you're smart enough to limit it on how many people can actually come hunt it.
Yeah, well, and it keeps those numbers in check.
Yeah, and that's pretty much understandable, I guess. But don't go criticizing other states and getting crazy about it, in my opinion. Illinois is the same. Northern Illinois got some fairly good whitetail habitat, obviously along the river. Has some pretty good habitat, and then of course when you get to southern Illinois, we know that there used to be quite a few.
I looked it up on the Google machine.
The Google machine, old Google machine.
So-
You go speak some facts, Mike.
Yeah, some facts here.
Facts.
So, Illinois 2023 gun harvest.
What is it?
Want to guess?
I have no idea, to be honest.
76,232 deer.
70. That's their gun harvest.
Yeah. What's our gun harvest?
Oh, I don't know. 100-some thousand, whatever. 200,000.
Yeah. I'll tell you in a second.
Quite a few. Less than it used to be, I can say that. Surprisingly, it might not be as high this year, but
Yeah.
Wisconsin gun harvest.
173,942.
So we shot 100,000 more.
100,000 more deer than we did.
And 50% of those are bucks.
So tell me, again, we shot more antler deer were killed. The numbers are right here. 85,390 antler deer were killed here. We killed more antler deer here than you had deer killed
In the
in
entire
your state. So don't tell me
Yeah.
that doesn't make a difference, because it makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference.
1,000,000%, I'll argue with you. You can come in and sit in on a show with us. I mean, I'm good with it, because this is just facts. It's not bashing where you hunt. This is us trying to get our state better.
Yeah.
Which in turn, if you're coming here, you should like that. The thing you don't like is that we don't want you getting tags that easy.
Right.
And we don't want you getting 2 tags.
And if you do get tags, we want you to pay for them. Like, you know, I'll be honest with you, like Mike stated before, the $500 or $600 tag, I think that should be the out-of-state number.
Yeah, I mean, and I've voiced this before. We owned land in Iowa.
Yeah, I remember.
We had 250 acres of land in Iowa. I could not get a tag. So,
Yeah,
because the draw in that specific area at the time, I believe, was 3 non-resident tags. It sucked, but I didn't get one.
right.
We own land there.
Yeah,
So,
family owns land and you can't
what
get
your
a tag.
argument is, this is your argument, and this is my opinion. The whole way the sport is going, it's a greed thing,
Yeah.
and it's a look at me thing.
The look
Because-
at me thing is really
Because
good.
I'll tell you what, because I will tell you this for a fact, and I know, I'm not going to speak with Karl, but I think I would know his answer, he'll give it to you. Like, if I go to Illinois, and I have 2 tags,
Yeah.
and I get a nice, if it's a nice 2.5 or 3.5-year-old deer, I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Because I paid to go there, I'm going to shoot that, because that's a nice deer to me. So I'm going to take that 2.5 or that 3.5 out of your population for you, and I'm going to do it every year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
If I get a 4.5, 5, great.
Right.
But I'm gonna have my limited time
Yep.
to go there. So say we go for a week, and I know you're gonna say the same thing. You know, we get an opportunity at a deer like that, it's coming home with us.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take him.
You know, it is what it is. Like, no, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna probably go there and gun hunt too. I'm not.
Right.
But if I know that I could get a bow tag every year, and we could go as easily to Iowa or Illinois, we'd be going.
Oh yeah.
We'd be going.
Of course we would. Yeah, no hesitation at all. You'll see it too. A lot of the states now, Ohio is the same way, where, you know, they've got some awesome genetics in Ohio. The people in Ohio seem to be far more open-minded about antler restriction,
Yeah.
1 buck deal, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the guys in Pennsylvania tell you how great it worked for them.
Yeah, for sure. I actually have a good friend of mine who lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and you'll see it in the comments.
Yep.
Just go look at the comments. The guys from Pennsylvania, there's actually groups out there for the 1 buck rule is actually a group.
Mhm.
People talk about it. Most of it's out east. And the guys in Maryland, same deal out there. Where everybody's talking, you know, 1 buck, look what it did for our deer herd.
Yeah.
You know, and of course you're going to have the guys that are going to talk about, oh, I'm just a meat hunter or whatever else. And that's great.
It's cool. Yeah.
But I don't want to hear you yelling, screaming, bitching, and whining about the size of the bucks you're seeing, whether you're hunting public or private.
Then you shouldn't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get it in Wisconsin up north because all these wolves are eating our big deer. Well, if the big deer is healthy, a wolf's probably not going to get it.
Yeah, right.
I realize in the winter, you know, there's other circumstances, things like that, and the herd is down. Problem comes into play when you don't want to help yourself, you know, and go with the 1 buck rule or something like that, which will help increase the herd, because the wolf guys, they did nothing but complain to me about the deer herd. If we only shoot 1 buck, the deer herd increases, all that's going to do is make more wolves. Well, then the problem isn't the deer herd. The problem isn't the size of the animals. The problem is we don't have a damn wolf hunt.
Season, yeah.
So,
I don't know, you know this out there, but a wolf is an alpha predator.
And the only way to control.
There ain't anything here taking down a wolf.
Yeah.
I actually just watched a video on the Facebook machines. The other day. A guy filmed out of a copter was I think it was 4 wolves took down a brown bear.
I seen that.
Brown bear.
I seen that.
And they ran it until that bear couldn't fight anymore.
Yeah.
And they killed that thing.
And ate it. Yep.
So tell me again, what's going to hunt a wolf?
No.
I'm going to tell you what, you don't want to see no brown bear.
Yeah.
That's
No.
it is not the most aggressive bear. Everybody thinks it is. Brown bear, grizzly bear. It's actually the
second or third.
yeah, it's the second. The
polar bear.
Polar bear is actually the most aggressive man eater that there is. But a brown bear, and they run it, and you can watch it. You can look it up, I'm sure. And it fights them for a while.
Yeah.
But they win.
Yeah. Well,
they kill that thing.
Hunting in a pack.
Yeah, and it looks to be a fairly good size brown bear.
Yeah.
And it looks to be a male.
It is.
And I only say that because of the ears on his head.
Yeah.
The position of his ears on his head. It looks like they're off the sides.
Yeah. And you can look up anything, you guys. We're not trying to start this huge issue with this, but you can look up anything. It's been proven time and time again. The only way to control a species in an ecosystem is by controlling the alpha. Yeah. And it's been proven scientifically. And we know the wolf is the alpha. So if we can't get that wolf hunt, we're screwed all the way through. And that's the way it works. You hear guys up north, wait till they move down south. Well, they will.
Yeah, they will.
They already are. We get it.
They'll keep coming.
Yeah. And until we get enough information or stuff, or be able to get that wolf hunt, we're going to have issues on that.
I'll tell you what, if you're ever out in the wild, I'm going to tell you something you don't ever want to see, is a pack of wolves.
No.
Because if you think you're going to get away, hope you got a gun, and I hope you have a lot of bullets. Because they can and they will hunt you and kill you if they want to. And it's a fact.
Yeah, we've had wolves around, and it's not good.
They're an alpha.
Yep. Back to the antler restrictions. Yeah. How would you, this is the question a lot of people ask, how do you set an antler restriction?
Yeah, most of them are the 4 points aside, or 3 points and a brow.
Yep.
Is the ones that we've looked up.
Yep.
That we see.
And what that usually does, you guys, is it gets the bucks to a 2.5-year-old age group. Because if you're not completely sure and you don't shoot, that's going to save some whitetails. I mean, Mike said it right there. He was saying we shot 85,000 antler deer during our gun season alone.
Yep.
85,000.
Yep.
And I would say, I'd be willing to bet that 40,000 of them were probably 1.5-year-old deer.
Yeah. That's just what's registered.
Right.
Not to get into that again, but
that's true. That is true. We need to bring that back.
Yeah, I agree.
So antler restrictions, we would be all for it. What do you guys think?
Yep.
We want to know what you guys' comments are, or your guys' thoughts. Feel free to put comments, and it's fine. Not that we don't agree. We want to hear what your guys' base is. If you don't agree, though, don't just say you guys suck.
Yeah, thanks. We already know.
Yeah, we appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, tell us why you don't want to have antler restrictions. And if you are a meat hunter, I understand that, and that's fine. But let's not just use that as an excuse. Because if you're a meat hunter, you could easily shoot an antlerless deer. Right.
And
now,
we need more antlers to shot.
We do in certain areas of the
If you
state.
want more buck.
Yeah, there's another thing. We can always, we'll move on for another one. That's another podcast.
Yeah.
Antlerless deer in the northern part of the state. But we appreciate you guys listening. Remember to leave your comments. If you want to just listen to the podcast, you can listen to us at
RSS.com,
Google,
iHeart,
Apple,
Amazon,
Spotify.
watch us on YouTube.
Check us out right here on YouTube. Also, if you want to check us out on Instagram, it's Rush Outdoors Wisconsin or The Obsession Podcast Hunting. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, buddy. Later.